What?
Alright, welcome back to Sonic Colors.
What?
We're going to Aquarium Park,
What?
which is probably the longest zone in the game because it's too big. So this is Act 1, you start in a 3D segment, you can do your quick stepping and stuff like that, and get a chance to grab a shit ton of rings. If you didn't know from before, you can boost to gather in rings that are near you, which is perfect for getting 200 and some odd rings before you even get to the beef of the level.
Actually, that's some even rings.
He's right.
Whatever, it's a term. Shut up.
But it's not very odd, is it?
And if you hit all of these enemies, you get a slam bonus, but nope, I didn't.
Yeah.
Good job.
Oh, I didn't mention this before. Maybe I did in like an earlier video.
No.
I don't remember it. But there's a little yeah, I fucked up on the laser. But there's a small difference in the basic egg pawns, like how they're they have something to them depending on what zone you're in. Like if you're in Tropical Resort, they have like fuck that. They have like welcome signs. In Sweet Mountain, they're wearing chef hats and they have like looks like giant forks and spatulas. In Starlight Carnival, they have trumpets and they are like a marching band kind of thing. And in Planet Wisp, they have construction worker helmets and pickaxes and stuff like that because, well, they're doing construction. And then here they're wearing like samurai helmets and they have samurai swords.
Mr. Red Ring.
I did. Also, I like how some of the zones bring back older enemies from older games, like there's the crab, basically they're the crab meat enemy from the older games, but they can shoot rockets out of their claws instead of like energy orbs.
Yeah.
And then those fish that you see there are like variations of the different fish robot enemies that we've seen in previous Sonic games.
The fucking egg pawn just had a death wish.
It literally just dived into the water like, I regret nothing!
Oh shit, my circuit's gonna fry.
I'm gonna get that, Sonic! Oh fuck, he can fly.
I think, if I'm correct, there's no enemies in Sonic Colors, really, besides any bosses
Yes, there are.
that... Well, there's like maybe one or two that came out, like, just in this game. Like, most of them are reused from older games.
Well, it's because this is the part where Sega's like, oh yeah, we still have badniks. We're never having to lose things.
In fact, I think this game does a little bit with nostalgia that pleases me a lot more than Sonic 4 ever did.
I'm pretty sure some of the fish weren't used in other games.
The purple ones were basically the blue and yellow ones that are underwater in Aquatic Ruin. The red ones are the ones from Green Hill Zone. Those are the only fish I remember seeing.
Oh, well.
Not a single red ring was given that day.
I think they were all red. I don't think there was any blue.
Huh?
I don't think there was any blue ones in, like, I know in Labyrinth Zone they're all red.
Well, the ones in Sonic 1 are red, but I just played Sonic 2 and I can tell you that underwater in Aquatic Ruin, there's blue and yellow ones.
Not purple.
It's almost the same thing. The shade is very similar.
If you look at, the fish in Sonic...
And besides, it's the same exact design, because the bottom is yellow and then the top is a bluish purple.
They do.
Then tell me what their names are.
Steve and Philip.
Everything's always Steve.
I don't know, there's always a Steve.
Cause, like, they did have, some of the fish between Sonic 1 and Sonic 2, they definitely had a different design. I'm not talking about, like Aquatic Lure or anything, I'm talking about, like, Green Hill Zone and then Emerald Hill Zone. Like, some of them looked a little...
Those are not the ones I'm thinking. The ones from Emerald Hill Zone weren't used.
Yeah.
Because the ones from Emerald Hill Zone are just redos of the ones from Green Hill Zone, but with a different color palette. A different, like, slightly different design, but they do the exact same thing as the ones from Green Hill Zone. Which are how they act here in this game. They jump up out of the water.
You didn't answer him, Justin. What are they called?
How the fuck am I supposed to remember their names? I don't remember every single one. I only remember like some of the ones that you actually run into a lot.
The answer you're looking for is choppers.
And then the bee enemies from the Sweet Mountain Zone function exactly like the
Buzz Bomber?
Yeah, I fucked up there. I don't know what the hell I was doing. I think they look a little bit more like the ones from Sonic 2 than the ones from Sonic 1, because the ones from Sonic 1 are a little bit fatter, and the ones from Emerald Hill are skinnier.
Well, the ones from... Well, I don't remember what they were called particularly. They actually look more like hornets. Well, actually, I think they all... Well, one was definitely a wasp, which was Buzz Bomber. And the other one looks like a hornet, but I don't remember his name.
I believe that the Hornet one was the one that was used in Sonic 2.
Yeah, 'cause he's the yellowish one.
And I tried to get that red ring, but then I realized I wouldn't have. That my angling was just not good enough, because you have to get really tight with that move when you're getting towards it at the bottom.
Actually,
So I just realized, no, that's not happening.
there's also one fish they didn't reuse, and I don't think I've ever seen it again. Those fucking fish from Sonic 3 in particular, the ones that don't actually damage you, but they nibble rings away from you.
Yeah, those aren't used.
Also, they hamper your jump.
There's another. What other enemies am I thinking of? Obviously, the egg pawns are from Sonic Heroes
Yep.
and Shadow the Hedgehog.
Pretty much
Although
every...
I don't like to talk about that game.
Pretty much every game after Heroes, they just pretty much became the standard enemy.
They weren't really used in Sonic Unleashed. They were used,
Yeah, I don't know what those were.
They used a different kind of model. It was weird.
Yeah.
They weren't egg pawns. They were like, I don't even remember what the fuck they called
I'm pretty
them.
sure they were still egg pawns. They were just different.
Yeah, they
No.
look really weird.
They called them something else, but I can't quite remember what it was. Let's see if I can look it up actually.
Bam.
I think
Oh yeah, you get a slam bonus for that one.
Well, I mean, some of them looked a bit like Eggman-like, if you could say that. Like, some of them had, like, a face. But a lot of them were just, like, faceless robots.
It's a different model of egg pawn, if I remember correctly.
I know Unleashed...
I think-
They're called egg
introduces-
fighters.
Egg fighters, there it is.
Oh.
Yes.
I know the
Okay.
Unleashed is what introduced all the chase scenes involving those green ones that shoot lasers at you.
Yeah, I think while the basic premise for how they like attack you is the same, this enemy here, he is technically new because there was no snail-like thing that pops up in
Yeah.
Unleashed, if I remember correctly. So that is one new enemy, but it functions exactly like a previous enemy. I think it covers most of
I
what
can't remember if we saw Sandworm or not.
Which one's
He's
that?
the one from Sandopolis. The big blue worm that would come out of the sand. He's in Generations. Because he's in Planet with this.
No, yeah, I know what he's talking about.
Oh, that shows up in Asteroid Coaster.
Yeah, okay.
I was like, I know what you're talking about, but I have to think for a second. But yeah, that shows up in Asteroid Coaster a couple of times. There's nothing really unique in Tropical Resort. I think it's just the plot.
I don't think Shellcracker's in this game.
Oh, the underground enemies that were in both the first two zones, I think they're reused from certain parts of I want to say Sonic 3 and Knuckles was where they appeared in.
Huh.
Somewhere like that.
I'm trying to think. Did we? See, because we haven't done this in a while, and I'm so scatterbrained that I can't remember anything. Did we ever run into Asteron?
Asteron, which one's that?
In this
This
game?
one? Yeah, he's part of the trio of assholes.
No, I don't think
with
we
Slicer,
have.
The shell cracker and Slicer.
Oh, you're thinking of the
Swordfish.
star ones? No, there's none. There's nothing like that. The unholy trio, which was what the name I was thinking of, that some call me Johnny calls them. None of those guys actually show up in this game.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Yeah, Astro and Slicer show.
Yeah.
They were all
No,
just
none of
poorly
those show up.
played. Well, except for maybe
Yeah.
Astron. Astron you could avoid if you actually paid attention.
Well, actually, I don't really even think that some of the shell crackers were pretty poorly placed, but some of them weren't poorly placed. But the thing that bothers me about shell crackers is their hitbox is so fucking wonky, especially when they extend their claw. Like, you could hit pounce on them, but still be registered as you being hit and not the shell cracker, and I'll just be sitting there like, are you fucking serious?
The safest way to kill shell crackers is get behind him as much as possible.
But slicers were almost always put in bad places all the time. Like, there was some that literally were just put right at the top of one of those walls that you had to bounce back and forth between the yellow triangle things, and then you would get to the top and there would be a slicer that would just sling its blades at you, and then you would just drop down to the bottom, and you'd just be like...
Or you could be running up those gears and there's a slicer there at the top.
Yeah, that too. Okay, so this chase scene, I don't handle it well the first time. You do not want to waste all of your boost. If it's like that far back, don't bother boosting. Just as long as it's using its laser, you don't have to worry. But I didn't really. Yeah. And then I'm pretty sure I fuck up a second time.
Well, basically don't boost more than you have to because you can't outrun it.
No. Oh yeah, here it is.
Ow.
I didn't even try. Alright, so what you're supposed to do after you collect that little bit of boost is you're supposed to boost just enough to get out of the way. Oh.
Not like
Nope.
that.
Nah.
Are you guaranteed to always get those wisps?
Yes, you will always get they're right there. But as I showed, doesn't matter where you are, if it's doing the punch attack, if you don't boost out ahead of it, you will get hit by it. And jumping doesn't help either.
I think his swing is too wide to jump over. Even with the double jump, you wouldn't get enough height.
You know, when he curls himself up, he kind of looks like a can of soda. Just a little bit.
Whatever flavor he is.
Considering he's purple, grape.
Ugh, I hate fucking soda.
Which is good, because I don't care for him either.
Come on, now, you just destroyed the purple flirp guy.
Well,
He's obviously purple flirp.
There's an obscure reference I never thought we'd make.
And then there was no more purple flurp for anyone to drink.
That's why there's no more Jimmy Neutron.
You know, the only reason I fucking remember that is because I did, myself and two other friends did a Let's Play of the fucking Jimmy Neutron game for the GameCube a few months ago.
Really?
Yeah.
I think my sister might own that game too, depending on what it is.
It's Jimmy Neutron Jet Fusion, and it's awful.
Yeah, I think my sister might have that.
Your sister seems to have everything.
My sister, well, this is also when she was very young.
Alright, so this is almost complete. Yeah, this level is entirely Yellow Spring. It's not hard to get the red rings, and I get 4 out of the 5 of them. The last one, one of them I messed up on. I think it's the 4th one that I messed up on. But it's pretty easy to get through here. Just gotta...
It's, what do you call it? At least?
Yeah, I missed my chance on that one.
That's actually...
That one's easy. Yeah.
At least the spring catches up to you if you're about to fall off.
No, the spring will follow you forward, but not backwards. So if you go backward, you gotta catch up to the spring. But as long as you're going forward, the spring will catch up to you if you get there.
Although it is possible to go too far forward and the spring won't actually catch up to you.
That's mostly if you use an air dash or a boost, though.
Yeah, don't do that in these levels.
No.
Just asking to die.
You know, I realized.
No, I fucked up and didn't get the 5th one either.
You know, I realized this is probably the only time we'll ever see an auto-scrolling level in a Sonic game.
What Bridge Zone?
Bridge Zone,
Yeah,
Sonic.
Bridge Zone was
8-bit.
Sonic 8-bit. That was also auto-scrolling.
Okay.
With normal platforming, which was weird.
Well, technically, you could say some of the bosses in Unleashed were auto-scrolling.
Yeah, but that's a boss, so that's different.
No, those are like chase bosses. That's not.
So it's
Not
basically
auto-scrolling.
Sonic Advance 2. So it's Sonic Advance 2 as if there was a boost in it.
I actually considered them more like the Egg Hawk and Egg Albatross if there was an auto-scroll kind of thing going on with it.
I guess.
Because they function a lot like that. Especially, there's one boss I'm trying to remember.
At least
What do you
with
think of?
The Egg Devil Ray. Yeah, the Egg Devil Ray was a lot like...
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I'm gonna die.
Don't do this to me, Cloud.
Nope, not gonna make it.
No! Bubbles!
There I go!
Bubbles! Oh.
By the way, after playing a little bit of Sonic 2 earlier, I don't think that the underwater "You're Drowning" music is anywhere near as dramatic and scary as it was in the old games. Like the old games, like it's there and it's blaring, but every other game since it's just like, yeah, I get it, I'm drowning. Okay.
Yeah, although it's cool that Generation 2 uses the Sonic Adventure one, because I actually do like that one. That's probably my second favorite. It would have been really cool since they were already pulling the nostalgic card. If you drowned as classic Sonic, you just heard the 16-bit.
I love how. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
They should have. That's all I was gonna say.
I love how the only time Landon has talked in the entire video, aside from the beginning, is just to bring up one of the Game Gear games.
I mean, the Game Gear port of a Master System game.
Okay, yeah, true.
Yeah.
But still, you played the Game Gear version.
No, I didn't.
No,
You didn't?
No, that's
Yeah, the versions that he played were the Master System versions.
The Game Gear version has a screen crunch.
Well, okay.
Your entire life is a lie, Jack.
Aha, fuck
Ow! You know, I
It's okay.
thought...
Those two weebs called them Game Gear games the entire time.
what do you call it? I thought as long as you're in ball form, you're not supposed to get hurt.
you. No. If you, like, I think there's like a few frames near the end of the ball animation that you're vulnerable, because I realized that when I got hit back there, I was kinda like just on the verge, and I didn't hit it at a good angle either.
Ow. What is he
And
even
I didn't
curl?
hit that at Yeah.
This video's long.
Yes, because it's Aquarium Park.
Okay. Now that I'm done eating, I'll continue my point. The first three
I
Game
didn't
Gear
try to jump.
Game Gear games were actually just ports. The first three 8-bit games were the Game Gear version was a port of the Master System version. The first one that was an original was Triple Trouble, and then same with Sonic Blast.
I have a question, if you know the answer to it. Why did they release Sonic games on the Master System when they were already doing Genesis, like focusing on the Genesis, but then decided after, oh, we'll port these to the Game Gear?
I'm pretty sure it was just to boost sales of the old systems.
Since more people had a Master System than a...
Because, well,
Ooh, that was close.
part of the reason I think was because Nintendo waited a while to pull out the Super Nintendo,
Yep.
and so they were the only ones that had they were the only ones who had the like a 16-bit console for a while, and so just put games on the other systems since your competition's still supporting their 8-bit system. I don't know. That's
So it was one of those
That's
things
what I
like
think.
they just kind of had the spare time and
yeah.
maybe a
It
little
was
bit of
a
spare money
different
to just
team who
kinda
was
go
making
around.
those. So.
Yeah.
That's why the Game Gear games are a little bit more unique than the 16-bit ones. Well, I mean the Master System games, never mind.
Well, it was the same team who did like Triple Trouble and stuff. Just call them the 8-bit games. It's easier.
Yeah. Now, do you know, like, anybody, like, if there was a name for this team, or if there was, like, anybody that was a key member that
That's
was,
fair.
like...
I don't
Now,
know.
did they ever work on any other Sonic games, or was it just those? And before some of the people from that group later became members of DIMS?
Aspecto.
So they're a little bit more unique version of Sonic Team.
Kind of, yeah. The page has to load. Where are we?
Go
Slow.
back up.
Nope, never mind.
Yeah, we win.
Come on, Internet.
You can do
Hold on,
it.
what's the name of the company?
5
Aspect.
minutes and 28 seconds.
ASPECT.
Cool.
Find out what that means to me.
Aspect.
I give
Let's
up.
see. They did. Power Rangers Mega Force for the 3DS. The Thundercats game for the DS.
Okay.
Naruto Ninja Council 1, 2, and 3.
What?
Let's see.
Like I was saying.
Yeah, no, they haven't really done much. They did the 8-bit games, and
Somebody here order a clobbering?
yeah, they're still going, I think.
Are you sure?
Wow,
It says
that's
somebody
impressive.
ordered an extra large clobbering topped with everything.
Oh, that's me. I ordered that.
Okay. Tell you
You
what,
ordered that?
Yeah.
take this thing back so
He was eating
extra large
something.
clobbering for
Hey.
nothing.
Hey, no. Give me my food, Sonic. Damn it, Sonic. Where's my burrito?
Sonic doesn't have it, Nico does.
Damn it, Sonic.
You're gonna have to add,
What?
you know, maybe
He did take your chili dog, Landon. What are you
Damn
gonna
it.
do about that?
I'm gonna fuck his day up.
you
I'm gonna
know
go play this game and then kill him on purpose.
between between Nico getting blown up.
No, it's just spoilers.
Oh, well, can't really. do
This is
anything
going
about
up
that.
before that.
Oh, well then. Hey, don't mind what I just said. Well, yeah, I just kind of.
I don't know what you're talking. I don't know what game you were playing,
Rose,
Justin.
Rosebud
Nico never
was
dies.
Glad.
Cut that part out.
Oh,
Or just put a beep right before it.
Let's do that.
well then.
If someone wants to give me the beep sound effect for censoring, I'll do it.
Oh. Well then, let's just say, I'm pretty sure Sonic possibly took the burrito for himself before that event happened.
Alright, so you have to aim this just right, and I'm trying not to drown.
Why
at
is
the
there
same
one
time.
with the Eggman symbol on it?
They all have the A-Man symbol on it.
Yeah, they all do. The darker ones, there's like a difference between the darker ones and lighter ones. I think the darker ones let out the drill wisp when they explode, because the lighter ones are a lot more common. If you do manage to do that, you can get the drill wisp. It's hard to control though underwater, especially in this boss fight. And as you can see, I don't do a good job
Yes.
of using it.
Come back here! Come back here, you motherfucker!
Yes.
Ah!
Yes.
And then
Yes.
when I try to do a stomp,
Yes.
it doesn't register him as hit. I get hit instead. And then he lets out these little minions.
You know, you
There we
should have hit him when you swooped around like that. That was bullshit.
It's pretty because basically they're like there's some games I noticed where the boss is made to have like a hitbox that's bigger than what they actually are. So like if you make a little bit of a mistake, you can still get them. But like this game is just like no, if you don't actually touch him and you're not actually in an attacking animation, fuck you.
Ooh.
Jack, why did you post a YouTube link while we're in the middle of watching something?
It's the sensor beep that Cloud asked for.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I was like,
I should probably grab that.
we're busy.
Yeah, we asked for it, so... And I was going to say, there it is, but you were talking, so...
I do like, you probably noticed it, but like, before the, rocket gets close
So
enough,
stinky.
before it gets close enough to actually hit the canister, it completely ignores Sonic and goes straight forward.
Oh my god, all these little sailor robots, get away!
They're hard.
Get away! Oh my god, they're little minions of like the captain, because that's what
And you're
the
gonna
boss
drown.
is. He's basically the captain.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, no amount of rings is gonna save you from drowning.
Yes, but at least one ring will save me from him spinning into me. Go away, die.
Please.
Thankfully, you only have to do that whole cycle twice, and then he
You know,
goes goodbye.
this is unique to Colors. I think Colors is the only game in the entire Sonic series that, the bosses spit out rings when they die.
I think you might be right. I don't remember any other bosses that do that in any other game.
Well, most,
Yeah.
well, not bosses, but most enemies, at least back then, the only thing that would come out of them is like Chaos Drives or animals or whatever.
Well, I think, Landon, don't the 8-bit games, if I'm not mistaken, some of them you get a ring when you kill one of the enemies?
I think they all do that.
Sonic Advance 3 also does that.
I aim to please.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
I'm totally pleased and a little nauseous. I grabbed a bite at the bucket of soup.
But not like bosses.
Yeah, this is the first
like
time
they do in the
bosses
game.
just shit out clusters of rings.
No bounds.
Alright, so we're gonna see you next time when we do Asteroid Coaster.
Boy,
And
Best stereo.
hopefully it won't be 27 minutes long.
If
Bye-bye.
Ford is.